Hello everyone, this is Panos, and today I'm gonna talk to you about how to become the person that can reach their goal, how to become successful, how to become the one who can, how to become he who can. I'm sure you've heard that quote a lot. Now, this is extremely important because if you have a goal, if you have something in mind that you want to accomplish, you can only do that if you're the person who can. And right now, if you were already that person, then you would have made it already. It won't be a goal, it would be your reality. Now, now if you don't know me, my name is Panos. I took a big risk and dropped out at 16. Now, fast forward around a year later, I'm living freely through sales. Right now, I'm at Marbella, Spain. I'm here for the whole week, just chilling. And I'm on a mission to help aspiring young people do the same and network with each other to actually start making money online and change their lives. So let's talk about mindset. So, what mindset is? Well, instead of mindset, I'm going to be using the word identity because you want to change your mindset to change the way you act, to change who you are. And who you are right now is your current identity. And to reach your goal, your identity must shift to the person that can accomplish the goal or has already accomplished it. Now, what is an identity? So, your current identity basically decides who you are, what your beliefs are, and how you act based on your beliefs. So, what does that mean? So, currently, while going through life, you have built and sustained certain beliefs on different topics. And based on those beliefs, you act in specific and certain ways and different ways to others, or the same way as others that have the same beliefs as you or different ones. Now, the problem with that, you might ask, well, what's the problem with that? Well, I have my identity, I have my beliefs, I act on them. Do you have anything against me? No, of course not. But the problem is, if you were the person that would have accomplished your goal or could accomplish your goal, then you would have done it already. Now, what does that mean? You have negative beliefs right now that do not work towards your goal, do not support the actions that you would have to take to accomplish your goal. So, for example, the person that could accomplish your goal that you might have. Now, I'm gonna use the very common goal of making money online, not online, or 10K per month because everyone fucking loves 10K per month. Um, the last 2 or 3 years, you would not have been scrolling TikTok or doing anything of that sort, or watching YouTube or watching Netflix or eating like crap, not working on yourself. You would not have been doing that. You would have been building skills and monetizing those skills to make money. So your current identity is something that's been forming for your whole life, and the current position that you're in is basically your identity, or is manifested by your identity. Now, if you were the person that can accomplish the goal, then your actions in the last few years, months, days, weeks would have been aligned with what you would have to do to accomplish your goal. So let me explain to you how a belief forms. So basically, a belief is formed through past experiences, or for example, things you've heard, or things that have happened to you, or things that you have seen happen. So the belief stays in your mind, and as long as you don't want to change the belief, it will be confirmed the whole time through new experiences that you have with a certain thing. So, for example, let me take a very broad example. So, if as a kid you you were a bit stupid and you went to the kitchen and you put your hand on a red stove, it would have burnt. It would burn, and your mind would save that belief or save that experience in your mind, and you would know red stoves are hot. So my identity does not touch red stoves because they hurt, they burn, they burnt my skin. Now, that can also manifest into you not touching any stove at all. But if someday someone tells you to touch a stove that is not hot, and you touch it, and you see that, well, not all stoves are hot, so I can touch the ones that aren't hot because they're not red. Now you've changed your belief, and you've changed your identity to someone who doesn't touch red stoves, but touches or would. I hope that makes sense. It's a bad example, but let me give you another example. So, if you're cold calling, I used to have this problem. So, if you're cold calling, then someone tells you, send me an email, and you've heard someone say that if you send the prospects an email, and then you can call them back, and then you can book them in, then you will gladly send that email. But if that doesn't work, because it doesn't, and then you try something else because someone else tells you to keep pushing and say, well, basically handle the objection of send me an email and then book them in, then your belief has changed, and your identity is now someone who doesn't accept the objection of send me an email. Instead of sending emails, you handle the objection and book them in and close them. So to move on, to accomplish your goal, whatever that is, to make 10K per month, you must become, and you must shift your identity to he who can. Now, you might ask, how do I do that? How would I know what my beliefs are, like what's holding me back? And all you have to do is think about what you've done in the last week and list the actions in your mind. You don't have to note this down, but list the actions that benefited you towards your goal. And you might see that, and you probably will see that, there is minimal to no action taken towards the goal, and so much that is basically useless. For example, for me, it used to be I used to do so much research on stuff without actually taking action and doing it. I would watch so many YouTube videos, podcasts, courses, programs without taking the action. Now, let me give you some action steps that you can use to actually realign your identity with he who can. Now, think of it like this. To accomplish your goal and to accomplish the identity of someone who can, imagine it like this. So you're currently on a mountain, and then there's a mountain right across, like a kilometer away, and then there's a bridge in between, but that bridge is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because on the other side is the person that has accomplished the goal, and you're on the mountain as your current self with your current identity who has not accomplished the goal. Now, to cross that bridge, you can easily just go through it, but there's going to be so many things that hold you back. That, for example, think like birds trying to catch you, like big eagles, or like holes in the bridge that you might fall through, or people pulling you back, for example, your family, which is very, very usual, or your friends that say this is not meant for you, you're wasting your time. What you have to do is ignore all of those pushbacks or setbacks or things trying to hold you back, and just focus on becoming the person who can. Now let's talk about how to define the person who can do it. How do you know what the person is like? Let's talk about that. So to figure that out, you need to figure out who you currently are. So I want you to make a list, and I'm gonna have a document for this in the description below that you can go and click and use. What you should do is list down all the bad habits that you have that do not benefit you towards your goal. Then think about what bad character traits you have that do not benefit you towards your goal. And then think about all the things that keep you from achieving your goal. for example, distractions or things or habits that you have that hold you back, or beliefs. You might believe that cold calling is dead, or that you can't find a sales position, or that you cannot make money through sales, or that you cannot start an agency because it's too saturated and there are no niches to go into anymore. Think about all the beliefs that basically justify, that you use to justify in your mind to not do the work. For me, in the topic of starting my own agency, it has always been, and it always was, that it's too saturated and it would take way too long for me to figure it out, and that I could not do it. Now, I know that is not true. I've worked through that belief, and I've basically demolished it. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. But to do that, I had to realize that in the last 8 months, that belief has been in my mind and has been literally preventing me from taking action towards my goal, which is bad. It's very, very bad. You don't want those beliefs. So list those beliefs, list the bad habits, list the bad character traits, and then list the good ones. Like, list what have you been doing well. Like, it might be research. Like, for some people, if you're just starting out, research might be good. You might have the belief that research might be good. Now, I will not say if that's good or not, but I will say that action is always a must do. So you have to always be taking action, no matter if you do research, no matter if you're going through a course. You must always take action and implement the things that you learn, or else you're just wasting your time. So now that you've written down and defined who you are right now, basically this is your identity in connection to accomplishing your goal. You've listed all the negative things that hold you back, and you've listed the good things that maybe push you forward. Now, open another spreadsheet or a document or a notepad or a sheet of paper, and I want you to imagine, like, close your eyes and imagine, what does the person, me, in the future look like that has accomplished the goal? Does he have social media on his phone? Does he read books? Does he meditate? Does he have a specific routine that he has for every single day? Does he work 8 hours a day, or does he work 15 hours a day? Does he work 1 hour a day and then take breaks when he's tired? Does he have a free day in his week? What kind of traits does he have? Like, is he good at sales? Is he articulate? Is he agreeable? Is he disciplined? Like, think about what the person in the future, or you in the future, would look like or looks like, and write that all down. Once you've established that, I want you to read through it and put it into your mind and actually visualize it. Like, take a moment, take a few minutes, take an hour, and read through it and visualize yourself as that person. Now let's get back to the example of crossing the bridge. You're on the one mountain, and then there's this desired person, the desired identity, on the other side of the mountain, or on the other mountain. Now, you want to start walking the bridge by taking the actions that that person would take. That, for example, if you want to start an agency, usually it would be the most painful thing, and that would be booking appointments at the start, or choosing a niche. You might not even have a niche already, which is bad. You want to choose a niche, or do whatever will help you accomplish your goal, and keep taking those actions that will get you to that desired identity. And while doing that, while walking the bridge, watch the thoughts that come in, watch the distractions, watch the negative beliefs try to pile up and make you and convince you to stop doing what you're doing and do something else, or just quit. Literally quit. There's gonna be thoughts in your mind that tell you to quit, which is the dumbest thing you could do. It's the worst thing you could do. I want you to watch your thoughts, become conscious of them, and literally, once you recognize them and see them pile up in your mind, or think them pile up in your mind, I want you to think, fuck you, and keep walking the bridge. I want you to punch them in the face, stab them, do whatever you might have to do, and just literally keep walking the path until you have become your desired self that can accomplish the goal. And you will see that it might be tough. There's gonna be ups and downs. Like in the first few months, you might have 2 weeks where you're literally dialed in, disciplined, fully perfect, and then it just all disappears. And you become so undisciplined, you become worse than you've ever been, than you were before. And you're thinking of quitting. Like, that's to be expected. You cannot just have a document, read through it, and then change your identity. But the most important thing is to not quit. For some people, this this transcendence will take 2 months. For some people, it will take 6 months. For me personally, it took around 7 months to become the person that I am now. The last 2 months have been the most productive for me because I actually made the decision of cutting everything off that does not benefit me in achieving my goal. And here I am now, 2 months later, in Marbella, and I have another 3 trips lined up for the next 2 months. The thing is, to get to that point, I had to go through so much pain. I had to learn to ignore all the negative opinions and negative beliefs around me, from my family, from my friends, from people that are close to me, or maybe not even close, telling me, what are you doing? You dropped out of school, go finish school, what are you doing? You're gonna be broke, you're gonna end up in the streets. I had to ignore all of those sayings and thoughts and keep listening to all of those things and just ignore them and keep walking the bridge. Like, my family telling me that this is the wrong thing to do, that it will not work, it's not guaranteed, that I could do much better than this. That was the birds trying to catch me and pull me off the bridge. That was the people trying to push me back. That was the holes on the bridge, in the bridge, that I could have fallen through if I quit, but I did not. And now I'm here. So write down your current self, your habits, your negative beliefs, your positive traits, your good habits. Then understand the enemy, because you are trying to kill your current self. So understand the enemy, and then go through what the desired person looks like, the desired identity, and manifest it. Keep taking the actions and stay on the path. Stay on the path. Stick to it for as long as it takes. It does not matter, because the end goal is worth any amount of time. You have one life and you want to live it to the fullest. You want to accomplish your goal in this life, and you don't want to quit when you're halfway in, or maybe 90% of the way in, because if you do, you've wasted all of your time. And if you don't, when you accomplish the goal, it will be beautiful. You will be so happy, or you will be happy in the first place. You will feel accomplished, and then you start going into the next chapter, which is even better. I can tell you that. So I hope I did a good job of articulating it. This is a very hard topic to actually articulate properly. Many people just tell you to have a growth mindset or do monk mode, but they're not able to actually explain what mindset is, what it consists of, and how to change it in practice. They might say, yeah, do this, meditate every single day, but it's a lot harder than it seems to articulate it and actually help people understand. So I hope I did a good job. So that's that about mindset and how to shift your identity to he who can, how to become the person who can do it. By the way, if you want to be part of a strong network of driven people in sales or agency owners, click the first link in the description. It will take you to my Telegram channel, where I post thoughts and information on how I got to the point where I'm at and what I'm planning to do in the future. And once you've joined, send me a message telling me that you're interested in becoming part of the group, Now, to be 100% transparent, I am trying to sell you something. So this is me trying to sell you something. So if you don't want to be sold, don't click it, don't message me. You can join the group, but don't message me. But if you do want to be part of a strong network, connect with people that are doing the same as you, and build meaningful relationships, and have people around you that are doing the same, then do send me a message. And that's that for this video. If you did enjoy and you found it any valuable, leave a like. It doesn't only help and support me, but it also pushes the video on the algorithm so more people like you can see it and benefit from it. Leave a comment if you have any ideas on what videos I should make. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to see more of my content, do subscribe, because there will be a lot coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you stuck through to the end, you're a G. And until next time, go make some fucking bread, man. What are you doing?